Hello and welcome to Math with Mr. Strands. This is Matthew C, Algebra 1, Lesson 13C, talking about simultaneous equations. All right, so we're going to start here with number 1. It says draw line A, and it's telling us that line A is y equals negative 4x minus 2, and then we need to label it A. I'm going to draw this line in red. Okay, so remember, this equation is already in slope-intercept form. It's telling us that our y-intercept is going to be a negative 2, and our slope is a negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to start by graphing the y-intercept at negative 2. So I'm going to start on my vertical y-axis and go down 2, and that's going to be a point right there. Okay, my slope is negative 4, so rise over run. I'm going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw that line. It's a negative slope, so you can tell my line is going to be going down. Got to get it precise here. Okay, see if I can draw that line, maybe tilt it a little bit more. Okay, right there. Okay, and that is going to be labeled A. All right, so my second line is B, and that's y equals x plus 3. So my y-intercept is going to be 3. I'm going to go up 1, 2, and 3 right here. And then my slope is x, right? So when it's just x, right? When you have a slope that is just x, that means just 1 over 1, okay? So I'm going to go up 1 over 1. Okay, and I'm going to draw that line in there. Okay, and I'm going to label that line B. All right, so we need to see where the lines intersect. So where does line A and line B intersect? You can see that they intersect right here. Okay, and that point is going to be negative 1. So you go over to the left, negative 1, and you go up 1, 2. So negative 1, 2 is where they intersect. Okay, number 4. So given m equals negative 4, and we know m, because in our slope-intercept y equals m x plus b, m is going to be our slope. All right, so it's saying if our slope is negative 4 through the point 1, negative 3. So first I'm going to plot this point, 1, negative 3. So I'm going to go over 1, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's my point right there. My slope is negative 4. So I'm going to go down 4 over 1. But if you look at this down here, you can't go down 4 without running off the graph. So instead of going down 4 over 1, I'm going to do the opposite and go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go the opposite way over 1, which would put it right here. So instead of going right, I'm going to go left, and it's the same thing, okay? So I'm going to draw my line through these 2 points. I'm going to do a purple line so it stands out a little bit more. Okay. And so there is my line. So we need to find, number 4 says find the y-intercept. So again, the y-intercept is where my line I just drew is going to cross over at the y, the vertical y-axis. You can see it crosses over right here, okay? And that point is a positive 1. Okay, so we know that my y-intercept is going to be 1. Okay, positive 1. So you can even write a little positive there if you want to. All right, so number 5, describe the line in number 4 using slope-intercept form. Okay, so where I got my slope of negative 4, I found my y-intercept of 1. So now I can write that in slope-intercept form. That's y equals negative 4x plus 1. All right, if I need to write that in standard form now, okay, so remember standard form is going to be ax, right? I'm going to write it over here, ax plus by equals c. Remember, none of them can be a fraction, and ax cannot be negative, okay? So if I make this standard, So if I had, I'm going to rewrite it up here. Okay, to make this standard, looking over here, right, I need to get the x on the other side. So I'm going to add 4x to this side. Those cancel out. I'm going to add 4x over here. So now what I have is 4x plus I have a positive y equals 1. And that is now in standard form. My ax is positive, so that's okay. I have no fractions. And it's in the same form as this now. Ax plus by equals c. Okay, number 6, find the slope through points 5, 1, and -5, -5 by computing. And it tells you right here your equation for slope. Okay, so keep in mind, this is going to be my x value. This is going to be my y value. Okay, these are my first values. This is also going to be my x. It's going to be my second x value, and this is going to be my second y value. So if I look at my equation over there, I'm going to take my second y value, which is -5, and I'm going to subtract my first y value, which is 1. Okay, on the bottom, I'm going to take my second x value, which is -5. And I'm going to subtract my first, which is 5. Okay, if I do this, -5 minus 1 is going to be a -6. And -5 minus 5 is -10. I have a negative divided by negative now, which is going to turn into a positive 6/10. And if we reduce that, right, if we reduce 6/10, 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So it's a positive 3/5. Okay, we need to find the intercept now. Okay, so far we have y equals, we found the slope, which is 3/5, and the rest is x plus b. We are trying to find out now what b is. In order to do that, we need to plug in one of these pairs of coordinates. So we could either use the 5, 1, or we could use the -5, -5. Okay, I'm going to use 5, 1. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my 5, 1 into this equation, right? 1 is going to be my y value. So it's going to be 1 equals 3/5 times my x value, which was 5, okay, plus b. That's what we're looking for, b. Okay, if I take 3/5 and I multiply that by 5 over 1, the 5's can cancel out, and that just leaves me with 3. So really what I have left is 1 equals 3 plus b. Okay, to get b by itself, I'm going to subtract 3 from this side. Those cancel out. Subtract 3 over here, and now b is going to equal a -2. All right, I have my y-intercept now. So now for number 8, I can write my slope-intercept form. Okay, slope-intercept is going to be y equals 3 over 5x minus 2. Okay, standard form. Okay, so for standard form, ax plus by equals c. So I'm going to have to add my 3/5 x over here, or I'm sorry, subtract my 3/5 x. So I'm going to have -3 over 5x plus y equals -2. Remember what I said in the previous problem? You can, or a couple problems ago, you cannot have a negative or a fraction as your a. So we have to fix this. You cannot have a negative or a fraction. Okay, so I'm going to multiply every term by a -5 over 1 to get rid of the denominator. Okay, so see what happens now? My 5's cancel out, and I got a -1 times -3, which is going to be a positive 3x. Okay, I got to multiply the y also, though, by a -5. So that now becomes -5y. And I have to multiply my -2 by a -5. And that becomes a positive 10. Okay, now this is in standard form. I have 3x minus 5y equals 10. All right, number 9. Find the slope and the intercept of a line parallel to y equals 2/3 x plus 3, and it passes through the point 4, 4. So remember, a couple lessons ago, we talked about slope of parallel lines. They are going to be the same slope. Okay, same slope. So you already know your equation is going to be y equals 2/3 x plus or minus something because it's the same slope. So if we go up, I'm going to go back up to my graph up here, and I'm going to plot the point 4, 4. Okay, I'm going to erase all this so we don't get confused. I'm going to plot the point 4, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my slope is 2/3. So I'm going to go, I can't go up 2. Again, if you look, I can't go up 2 and over 3. I'll run off the graph. So I'm actually going to go down 2 in the other way, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's my line. I'm going to graph this line here. Okay, so there's my line. And I'm going to go back down to my problem number 9, and I need to find the y-intercept. So where does this line cross? And I think I wrote that line wrong. I'm going to double check this. So just to double make sure. So 2/3 x, so 4, 4. Okay, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope was 2/3. 2, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's right. I think I just drew my line a little crooked. Let's see. I'm going to draw my line nice and accurately. Okay, let's try this. Okay, and so what I think what they're wanting you to do, they might have written, or I might have copied this graph a little off, but I think it's going to cross the y-axis right here at a +1. Okay, so +1. So y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Okay, I'm just going to double check to make sure that is what they're looking for. So number 9. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Computer's going a little slow. Okay, so, yep, +1, okay. All right, number 10, describe the line using slope-intercept form, then using the standard form. So slope-intercept form is already there for us, right? It was y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Standard form, I'm going to have to subtract that 2/3, so I'm going to have a negative 2/3 x plus y equals 1. Again, I cannot have a negative fraction as a, so I'm going to multiply everything by a -3/1 to get rid of that denominator. Okay, so these cancel out, and I have a -1 times -2 is a +2x. Okay, I have to multiply each term by -3, so now this becomes a -3y. My equals -3, and now that's in standard form. Okay. Going on to number 11, some review now, simplify and solve. Okay, so I'm going to get x all by itself. So first thing I'm going to do is just work on the left side. 8x minus 3x is going to give us a +5x. Plus 7 is what I got left. And on the other side, I got 4x plus 8. Okay, I'm going to move this 4x over, so I'm going to subtract it from each side. And I'm left with x plus 7 equals 8. The last step is I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, and it shows you that x equals a +1. All right, number 12, it says remember the GCF. Okay, I'm going to just do it the easier way, I feel like. So I'm just going to subtract 12, and I got 4q equals 8 divided by 4 divided by 4, q equals 2. I'm not sure what they mean by remember the GCF. Okay, number 13, order of operations. All right, so 5 squared, that is going to be 25. I'm just going to rewrite this, divided by 5, plus I'm going to distribute this 3, so 3x plus 21. On the other side, I got 2x plus 27. Okay, I'm going to go back to the left side, work left to right since I have division. So 25 divided by 5 is 5 plus 3x plus 21. Okay, I'm going to add my 5 and 21 together to get 26 plus 3x, and that's going to equal 2x plus 27. Okay, I'm going to subtract my 26 on this side, subtract 26 over here. I'm left with 3x equals 2x plus 1. I'm going to subtract 2x, x equals a positive 1. Okay, number 14. 7 squared is going to be 49 times 2 minus, I'm going to distribute this 4, so I'm going to have 4y plus 11 equals 3y minus 2. Okay, 49 times 2, 18, that's 98 minus 4y plus 11 equals 3y minus 2. Okay, 98 plus 11, I'm going to have to do that first, okay, which is 98 and 11, that's going to be 9, so 109 minus 4y equals 3y minus 2. All right, I am actually going to add 4y to get rid of it on this side, add 4y. I'm left with 109 equals 7y minus 2. All right, I'm going to move my 2 over, add 2, 111 equals 7y, divide by 7, divide by 7. If I take 111, right, so if I take 111 divided by 7, I get 15.85. So y equals 15.85. I'm going to make sure I did not make a mistake somewhere. And I did make a mistake somewhere. So let me go back and backtrack where I made my mistake. Because I was going to say that did not seem like a very good answer. So excuse me, I'm going to erase some of this. I'm going to go back and double check my work. So I'm actually going to, you know what? When in doubt, I'm starting over. It's a good rule of lesson to learn on these problems. If you get an answer that you are not confident in, go back and look at it again. I was not confident in that answer, so I'm going to start again. 7 squared is going to be 49 times 2 minus 4y plus 44. I feel like that's my mistake already. Equals 3y minus 2. I don't remember putting 44 there the first time. Okay. I'm going to take 49 times 2, which was 98. 98 plus my 44. I'm just going to do that right now. And I can already tell there was my mistake. Okay, so 98 plus 44. It's 12, 13, 14. So 142 minus 4y equals 3y minus 2. Okay, I'm going to add 2 over here, get rid of it, add 2. I got 144. 144 minus 4y equals 3y. Add 4y, add 4y. 144 equals 7y. Divided by 7, divide by 7. And let's see what we get. 94. Man, I made another mistake. Holy moly, and I know exactly where it's at. I apologize, people. I really do apologize. I will show you exactly where it's at. I should have had you guess where my mistake was. 98 minus 4y This is supposed to be a negative 44. Got negative times a positive, negative. Sorry, I knew that was my mistake. Equals 3y minus 2. My goodness, I'm sorry. I'm going to get bad ratings on this video. All right, so let's try this again. Add to 100. Okay, so this is 100. 98 minus 4y minus 44. This problem does not like me. Equals 3y minus 2. So if I add 44, I'm sorry, subtract 44. 98 minus 44 equals 54 minus 4y equals 3y minus 2. Add to 56 minus 4y equals 3y. Okay, add 4y, 56 equals 7y, divide by 7, y equals 8. Holy moly, I am sorry. That was just ridiculousness. Sorry. I really screwed up on that problem, but I got there. I finally got there. All right. Just got mixed up on my symbols there. So y equals 8. All right. Moving on. I'm going to erase this, so make sure you get this down. Okay. Y does equal 8. All right, I'm going to erase this now. I'm going to go to number 15. It says hint, first change all the numbers into fractions. All right, so if I rewrite this in with fractions, 6/10, right, is going to be 6/10 written like that, minus 2/3 x equals 11. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, actually it's going to be 11 over 1. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is actually get rid of the fractions now, because I don't like those. So I'm going to multiply each number by the lowest common multiple of 10, 3, and 1, which is going to be 30. Okay, so I'm going to multiply each term by 30. Okay, 10 goes into itself once, 10 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18, so now I have 18 minus, multiply 2/3 by 30. 3 goes into 1, 3 goes into 30 10 times, 10 times 2 is 20. 20x. And that equals 11 times 30, right, is going to be 11 times 30, right? Yep, is going to be 330. All right, so now I have whole numbers. Now it's going to be a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to subtract 18 on this side, subtract 18 on this side. I have a negative 20x, okay, equals 330 minus 18, okay, which is going to be 330 minus 18. Why am I blanking right now? 330 minus 18 is going to be 312. Okay, I'm going to divide each side by negative 20. All right, if I divide each side by negative 20, I'm going to have x equals a negative 312 divided by 20 is going to come out to be approximately 15 3/5. And there you go. And there's your answer. X equals negative 15 3/5. Again, kind of a weird answer, but I double checked it. I know I am correct on that one. Okay, number 16. Remember, these lines right here, these are not parentheses. These are absolute value. Okay. So we have a negative 8 minus 4, which would normally give you a negative 12. But since you got absolute value, it's a positive 12. So it's going to be a positive 12 minus 6y equals 32 divided by, again, a positive 8 since there's absolute value. 32 divided by a positive 8 is 4. Okay, if I subtract 12, negative 6y, right, equals a negative 8. -6, -6, y equals a positive 8/6, which equals 1 and 2/6, which is 1 and 1/3. Okay, so number 16, 1 and 1/3. Again, somewhat of a strange answer to that one, but it is correct. Okay, number 17. Mario's car has a 16-gallon tank he left for a 4-day trip. So he left at 7:45 and arrived at 2:15. After driving 338 miles, what was his average speed in miles per hour? So first we need to figure out how long he was in the car. Okay, so 7:45 to 2:15 is going to be 6.5 hours. I'm going to write that down. 6.5 hours in the car. All right, if he drove 338 miles, what was his average speed? So you're going to take 338. You're going to divide that by 6.5. Okay, so if you take 338 divided by 6.5, you're going to get 52 miles per hour. Okay, so 52 miles per hour was his speed. Okay, number 18, when he left, he had a full tank of gas. At the end of the day, it took 13 gallons to refill his tank. How many miles per gallon did he get? Well, if he drove 338 miles, you're going to divide that by 13 gallons. It'll tell you his average, right? So 338 divided by 13 is approximately 26 miles per gallon. Okay. Number 19, fill in the blanks and explain the pattern. 2, 4, 8, 16. You notice what happens between each number. 2 doubles to become 4, 4 doubles to become 8, 8 doubles to become 16, 16 doubles to become 32, 32 doubles to become 64, and 64 doubles to become 128. So each number doubles. All right, I'll say each doubles. All right, last one, number 20. Fill in the blanks and explain the pattern. All right, so this one you kind of got to look at it a little bit. You got 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, blank, blank, 21, 34, 55. Okay, so if we look, 0, the pattern for this one, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 would give us 8. 5 plus 8 would give us 13. And if you see 8 plus 13 would give us 21. 13 plus 21 would give us 34, and so on. All right, so the pattern is you're going to take previous number and add. All right, and that is it for lesson 13C. Talking about, most of it was simultaneous graphing equations with a little bit of review on simplifying and solving. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for that incredible error in the middle, but dust yourself off and get back up.